To win in the marketplace, you must first win in the workplace. Doug Conant was CEO of Campbell Soup, and what his message is saying is that employee engagement is key to running a successful business. We as humans have this need to express ourselves, but that isn't always the way to succeed in the workplace. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to improve your human relations at work. To do this, we'll go over 3 key steps: communicating effectively, listening, and getting people to agree. You all agree that we communicate, right? Do you feel that you communicate effectively? Do you think people listen? Communicating and communicating effectively are 2 very different things. One gets us through our day, the other gets us through our career. According to Les Giblin, who wrote the book, The Art of Dealing with People, our own happiness can depend on our ability to express ideas, desires, hopes, and disappointments. Do you have great and interesting ideas that you want to share, but you don't often share them? We have this need to talk, but we're naturally scared that we're going to be judged, or we're being too obvious, or we're not smart enough. Here are some tips to improve your communication. Stop trying to be perfect. No one's perfect. Small talk is not meant to be brilliant. You need small talk. It's what's going to get your conversation going. Warm up the conversation. Start with something small that the 2 of you can build. If you start too hot, the conversation just won't grow. Get others to talk about themselves. I can't stress this one enough. We all want to talk about ourselves, but what's key is getting others to talk about themselves. If you're not sure where to start a conversation with a new acquaintance, just ask them about them. Use happy talk. This is just as important as our previous tip. Nowadays, we have this tendency to be really negative. We complain about the weather, or we complain about traffic. If that's not going to kill your conversation, then it will taint your impression on this new acquaintance. Don't be sarcastic. Save this for your close friends who understand your humor, not for work colleagues. You don't really know what could offend people. Start with these 6 steps, and then you will be long on your way to successfully communicating with your colleagues, peers, and even bosses. You'll look calm, cool, and collected while you do it. Next, it's your turn to listen. Have you ever met someone for the first time and shook their hand and completely forgot their name? They just said it, right? Well, they did, but you weren't listening. Our brains tune out the unnecessary. Our world has become so fast-paced that we don't pay attention to names or other mundane subjects. What we forget is that listening actually makes us look clever. Here are some simple steps on improving your listening skills. I started using this immediately, and I noticed a difference. Look at the person who's speaking to you. This will help you concentrate. Appear deeply interested. If you agree, nod. Respond to other cues. But keep in mind that you don't want to become a robot, or else you might nod at the inappropriate time. Lean towards them. Ask questions. This will show them that you're listening and that helps you remember what they've just said. Don't interrupt. Stick to the speaker's subject. Don't change the subject no matter how much you want to get onto that other topic. Use the speaker's words to get your point across. An example of this would be repeating some of their points while introducing your own. Listening will help you with many things. You'll look clever, interested, and people will want to talk to you or tell you things. It also helps with self-consciousness. When you spend so much of your energy on someone else, you don't have a lot of time or energy to think about yourself. Lastly, we're going to talk about getting people to agree. Now, I saved this for last because it will incorporate our previous 2 steps. Naturally, disagreements happen in the workplace with our colleagues and our bosses. The first thing we resort to is arguing. We need to change this natural tendency of arguing to become persuasion. Our ego takes a hit when someone disagrees with our opinion. Our now factual and intelligent idea is replaced with so much emotion and hostility that we try to force our idea down our opponent's throat. You exaggerate and you ridicule, and in the end, you don't win. Here are some rules on winning arguments. Allow others to state their case. Don't interrupt, and remember to listen. They're focusing on winning, which means that they're not going to hear anything that you say. Pause before you answer. Doing this lets the other person know that you're taking the time to carefully have your ideas thought out and consider what they've just said. Keep in mind, this is a small pause. If you wait too long, you're going to look hesitant and unsure. Don't insist on winning 100% of the time. Skillful persuaders concede something, and they find some point of agreement. State your case moderately and accurately. Don't exaggerate your ideas. It's a natural tendency, but you need to state facts. Only stating facts is actually the most effective way to get others to change their mind. And lastly, allow others to save face. One of the many reasons why we argue is because we have made such a commitment to the task that giving in easily makes us look weak or like we were wrong. Skillful persuaders know how to leave a road open so that others can escape from their previous position without losing face. With practice, you can be well on your way to having successful relations in your workplace. No more worrying about going into that meeting and having to give your opinion or pitch that idea. Practice these skills with your colleagues, friends, and even strangers. Do it every day, and you will hear and see the difference. Remember, communicate effectively, listen to others, and be persuasive, not argumentative. I'll leave you with this quote from former U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell. There is no secret to success. It is a result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Thank you.